At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right, everybody, let's do this, huh? 3, 2, 1. Yo, I'm wearing the same shirt from the preview. If you look at the Patreon scroll, I'm wearing the same shirt. I just realized that. I hope you guys had a good week. It's been kind of crazy with fall camp, with everything that's been going on. It's been kind of nuts, man. Not gonna lie. It's been a good week, productive week. Of course, we did 2 videos or 2 live streams on Monday. I uploaded a quarterback KJ Jefferson short, YouTube short. So you can go check that out here in a little bit when we're done. No idea how long we'll go on this one. Could be short, could be long. It just kind of depends on the interaction from you guys. Let's get a poll up here really fast. We're going to do something fun here. There you go. You're going to tap that like button. You going to tap that like button? Yes or no? And if no, why? Why, if no? If you guys are watching this after the fact that you weren't able to make the live show, thanks for being here. I do appreciate all of you. Make sure you also like and share, and if you're new, subscribe. Football season's so close. Is it 15 days for Razorback football? Is that right? I have my calendar here. Let's see. Hang on. We've got well, okay, so we'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm horrible at math, but I'm counting 16 days. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, no, because, yeah, okay. Whatever. We're close. That's what we know. We're under to me, the most brutal is the 30 days. That's the most brutal. Like when you start seeing people talk about 30 days, 29 days, that's brutal. Like, I almost kind of wish you guys would stop the damn countdown. Stop. Just stop. Yeah, I'm not counting 15, but I think that's what everyone's saying. Maybe, is that for like, who do we have week 0? We have Notre Dame and someone playing, right? Notre Dame, is it Notre Dame like San Jose State or something? I don't know. Got some interesting games. No, it's USC San Jose State. That's a week 0 game. That'll be, I don't know, an absolute ass whooping, I guess. All right, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Patreon supporters. I've been uploading a lot of content to the Patreon page, not just studio updates. I've been releasing immediate practice opinions or reactions, if you will, on Patreon. So those fine people are getting that content first. Typically days before, a day or 2 before I actually talk about it here. Like in today's case, I think I uploaded on Monday and Tuesday. I think. Man, don't quote me on that. But anyways, and we're just now here to Friday where I'm able to kind of close out the week a little bit, which is what we're going to do. Also, shout out to the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, who installed my awesome door. By the way, I have a video of my door, like really quick. I sped it up. It's a video on Discord. If you go look at their sponsor page on Discord, you can check that out. Those guys, Travis and Direct Service Overhead, they did a fantastic job. I freaking love my garage door. I guess I am somewhat of a garage door enthusiast. I guess I am. I don't know. I find myself looking at garage doors when I pass by houses, even the new homes that are being built, wherever that's happening. Apparently it's happening. But when you pass by are like these really fancy apartment complexes or duplexes where they have the garages, I'm like, yeah, I like my door better. I've become like really cocky about my garage door. So shout out to Direct Service Overhead. Also, Odd Soul, Craft Bar and Pizzaria, fantastic pies. They've got all sorts of stuff on tap. Great environment, great staff. Again, in Springdale on Emma Street. If you happen to live up here in Springdale or Fayetteville and you're not going to a game, the game day atmosphere in there is also a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff. Ty is now a garage door snob. They have Direct Service Overhead has restored my you guys should have seen the door before. I don't have a good video of the actual door before. It was garbage. It was like sunk in the middle, you know, because it was, I don't know what the hell happened. It needed to be fixed. It needed to be replaced, and it is. And I am definitely I am cocky about I am a garage door snob. Okay. I may catch a Vandy game. Ain't they over by Nashville? You could do that. I could tell you think you're better than all of us now. I know why. I'm all cocky because of my fancy windowed garage door. About a week away from college football. Safe to say we made it. It is in the air, and it's fantastic. If you guys have any questions or comments, please fire away. I'll try my best to read them. Oh, someone tagged me on. Okay, thank you, Cam. Tagged me on Discord. Navy and Notre Dame, San Jose State, USC. That's August 26th. And then the 31st. Wait, 31st is Utah and Florida? For some reason, I thought that was... Okay. That is an intriguing game. Utah went to Florida last year and lost. East Carolina at Michigan. Well, we know how that'll go. I don't know, y'all. I'm kind of – I mean, it's Harbaugh. I don't know what to expect from him in postseason, but during the season, you know, I think they could run the Big Ten. I might be wrong. I don't know. They're pretty strong up there. They got a really good running back. They've got it going on for sure. Can Arkansas get a 9-win season if KJ is healthy for the full season? So I don't know if you're trying to be slick, Jackson, trying to get me to get my pick. I feel like that was sneaky, Jackson. That was sneaky. You're trying to get me to give you my prediction. Listen, I said their ceiling is 10 wins. I said that's their ceiling. And yeah, I think for a way to get there, Jackson, obviously you've got to be healthy. Got to be healthy along the line of scrimmage. You got to be healthy at quarterback, right? Here's what's crazy. At wide receiver, I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It feels like at the moment through just fall camp and what we saw in spring camp, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. Obviously, I don't want anyone to get hurt, either team, whether it's Arkansas or an opponent. But damn, it feels like someone could be out for an extended period of time and they'd be just fine. Like, that's what's crazy. The more I watch the wide receivers, so we'll start in on that here in just a second. Well, actually, I want to talk about the week, what we kind of saw. Brian Fraser, we got a member in chat. What's going on, Brian Fraser? Of course it was sneaky, he says. Lasazo Eagle says, I will say I feel better about if KJ gets hurt, though. Criswell, a great QB, too. Well, I think Criswell, first off, his arm talent feels like, I don't know that we've had this kind of arm talent, and I'm not saying arm strength, although he's got a damn cannon. I'm not saying arm strength, but in terms of his arm talent, just what he can do with his arm, some of his decision making, again, what we have seen just through fastball and tidbits here and there, the arm talent is maybe the best they've had in a long time. KJ's got good arm talent. I'm not sitting here telling you otherwise. Dan Enos commented about that. Dan Enos said that his more or less I made what Dan had to say out that he has a pretty high ceiling as a quarterback. The KJ's in really good shape, man. If he does everything, if everything translates onto the field the way that it has throughout this offseason, he could have a really strong year for sure. We had someone say no, they're not going to hit the like button. How dare you? I am a garage door expert. How dare you not hit the like button? Just chilling in Panama City. All right, Brian, I see you. Great locks, Ty. Thank you. I don't have my hat in here, and it's kind of gross, the black hat, because I have it on, and I'm moving stuff around in the garage the other day, and I keep grabbing the lid, and the lid, the bill of the hat, and I'm getting my finger marks on it. It's just gross. And then obviously I need a haircut. I know. I'm waiting for that comment. Ty, will Arkansas even be on TV the first game since it's in Little Rock? That's actually a question. I don't know. I think so. I'm sure. Yeah. I think all 12 of their games will be televised no matter the opponent. Okay. This week, we'll start here. I mean, we've been going on, but let's get into practice this week. To me, it's felt like, and maybe other media people would have a different opinion, but it certainly felt like early on throughout fall camp, the offense was just the separation these receivers were getting from the corners, whoever was trying to defend or guard guys like Centennia, Armstrong, and even Tesla. Although Tesla I've not seen get like over the middle, and I understand doing that sort of stuff in fastball, but why they go when they do these over the middle, one receiver versus two DB, like they like to throw over the middle. And here's the problem I have with that, and it's actually funny because Mason Choate brought this up when we were standing side by side watching them practice, and they just kept going with the check down throws. There's no defensive line there. I think at that moment there's no linebackers, and I don't know that that's what the staff really wants these guys doing, throwing to those check downs. But Tesla, they love to throw him over the middle. And what I will say is sometimes it looks like he gets a pretty quick step. I've certainly felt like early on in fall camp that guys like Armstrong, even Dozier, someone's going to get on to me about that one too. I swear. Some people just they can't let stuff go with how you pronounce names. We do the best that we can. We got a lot of names we got to keep up with. Okay, give us a break. But no, I thought Centennia, nobody could guard him. Whoa. I don't know why that started playing. It knocked me out of my studio. God dang it. Hang on. I can't read chat. Well. Hang on here. Let me get this caught up. I don't know what happened. It just knocked me completely out of my studio, out of the YouTube studio room. Hang on just a second. We'll get there. Is Is this it? Am I back? Okay, there we go. It's back. Okay, now we can get back. But no, I thought that receivers were always a good step or two ahead of the corners all the time, and it was daily, all through the early part of fall camp. And then I would say we have seen a little bit of a reversal early on this week. I want to say Monday and Tuesday, it felt like the defense had the upper hand on the receivers. They were getting jammed more at the line of scrimmage. The corners were playing more physical. Every single throw was contested by a DB. And whether it was Snacks or I think even Jalen Lewis got in on some action, I was pretty impressed with the bounce back. And what I think we're seeing is the offense just came out with a haymaker in the beginning part of fall camp. Not always. Listen, fastball was not at times fluid. I mean, fastball to me, and God, it'd be so awesome if they gave like the ones, and I get why they don't, but when they're in full pads, if they would give the ones like 6 plays, or like let them go down the field and score or do something, and they don't do that. It's 3 plays and you're out, right? I'd love it if they'd give us a little bit more, but I understand why they don't, There's a reason. That's fine. But it feels to me like they're taking what film they have, what footage they have. Of course, we only get 30 to 40 minutes. It's 2 hours long. So there's other stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't have access to. But it's very clear to me that the secondary, especially in the secondary, they bounced back. They got hit pretty tough. They got hit pretty hard, and the defense just absolutely bounced back this week. I think it was very to me it looked pretty obvious these guys were motivated to not have the kind of early start to fall camp. And it's not to say that the offense didn't bounce back, and they've certainly had a couple of moments throughout the middle of the week and towards the end of the week where the offense didn't kind of bounce back a little bit. I did see that catch by Armstrong. Did you guys see that on Twitter? I don't have the video here, but Andrew Armstrong made just a terrific catch. I don't know how far. The video doesn't show you that, but how long of a throw that was, but it was beautiful. And the thing is, like, some people, I've seen someone text me like, oh my God, how often have you seen these types of catches? I'm like, daily, man, almost daily. Not necessarily always Andrew Armstrong, but almost every day. If it's not Tesla, it's Centennia on a back of the end zone, almost an over-the-shoulder type throw, heading towards the pylon. I saw him make one of those grabs a couple days ago. It's Tesla. It's several guys. Broden, the 6'6", 6'7" transfer out of Bowling Green. Everyone, every single day, it feels like these receivers are making big plays. Tesla, and I was talking to Patreon supporters about this yesterday. Was this yesterday when this happened? I think it was. Tesla made an incredible grab in double coverage where he had to leap up in the air, get those big arms and big hands, those big old paws up in the air and grab the ball, snatch it out of the air. That wasn't a 50-50 jump ball. That was a 100% only I'm going to come down with that ball throw. That's what it was. And we've seen this every day. And it's not always Tesla. It's not always Centennia. It's more – it may not be the prolific – unbelievable catches, although I've seen him make a couple when he's falling down or when he's diving for the ball. I think I've seen that once, maybe twice. It's mostly that Centennia is just creating separation. He's blowing by whoever the hell's trying to cover him. Now, again, this week that was different. We didn't see that as much. The secondary, to me, it felt like they kind of bounced back a little bit. They made up some room. I'm curious to see what Sam has to say tomorrow. They're going to have I guess this is their final scrimmage. I could be wrong, but I think this is if it's not their final scrimmage, it's their next to last scrimmage. But they're going to scrimmage tomorrow. I think the plan is full pad. I think it's going to be full pad, full to the ground, tackle, football. So we'll have a pretty good idea maybe of what hopefully Sam will fill us all in with everything. It would be awesome to beat Bama. Yeah, it would. I agree with that. To quote G. Holmes from Woo Pig Podcast, 11-1 said what I said. He's got 11-1. I've never even heard. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but 11-1. Well, again, you'll get my prediction soon, and I think it's probably going to end up being that Friday. I think it's going to be that Friday before kickoff for sure. Oh God, no more bad news. What? Is there something going on? What if we lose our first game? Oh, God. That's not a scenario you want to. Oh man, that'd be rough. That would be absolutely rough. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Be sure and share the content. Hit the subscribe button. KJ's form has improved so much. So it's interesting you say that. I've been talking with Stephen Hamner from QB Spotlight. He's been watching a lot of KJ practice film. He wants to come on next week and have a chat. I don't know if that's going to be a Patreon-only thing yet. I don't know if that'll just be open for the public. I'm thinking about making it a Patreon chat because Monday is going to be a reaction to the Saturday scrimmage and just what we know. Obviously, I should have the transcript, and maybe we'll have some numbers. That would be nice. But Stephen Hamner has something kind of interesting, something that caught my eye. He brought it up in a Marco Polo video. Me, him, and another mutual friend of ours, we're in a Marco Polo chat, and we just kind of discussed stuff. He brought up something really interesting. I think it's worth a listen, actually. So we love Hamner. Well, he's a good dude. I like him a lot. Good guy. If the defense line, fish, get off the bottle, man. Well, it's 5:30. You're good. You can drink. If the defense line and the offensive line are good and KJ's healthy, we definitely could win 10-plus games. I think it's a lot of things a lot of calls have to go in your favor. A lot of things, the ball has to bounce in your direction to win 10-plus games. A lot of things have to happen. It's got it at that point in this league, it transcends just good play up front on the line of scrimmage. It's like you need to be pretty sound in a lot of areas. Arkansas's, they've had 10-win teams that weren't great on both sides of the ball. You think of the Petrino years, how much they struggled on defense, but it's just you got to be really good at something, maybe a couple of things. You look at how good Arkansas's offense was last year, how effective that rush attack was. They were good, man, and the rushing offense is one of the best. It was a 6,000 total yard offense. Rocket went off. KJ, despite missing 2 games, still had a wonderful year. Receivers, Matt Landers had his moments. Hazelwood had his moments. Tight end play probably could have been a little bit better, but maybe that was as much on Kendall as it was anybody. But then the secondary bottomed out, and it just tipped the whole thing over, right? Like it's like had they just been maybe 20 spots higher in terms of or in rank or in ratings, whatever, when it comes to passing yards allowed. Had they been maybe about 15, 20 spots higher, had they given up just fewer, obviously, right? This feels just like the most obvious thing in the world to say. But had they given up fewer yards through the air, maybe this team could have had a better shot at getting back to that 8-win the regular season high that Sam had in 2021. Maybe if those things could have come together, and the secondary was just that bad. It was really bad. There were some bad years with Houston Nutt and Petrino in the secondary, but last year was abysmal. So you've got to be – and look how good they were getting after the quarterback. But it wasn't enough. Isn't that wild to think about? Like, it wasn't enough to have this unbelievable rushing attack, one of the best in the SEC, one of the best in the country, I think they finished somewhere in the top 8, top 10. And doing that in the SEC West is pretty good. You know, having a guy like KJ Jefferson, having a pass rush like you did on defense, and you just won 6 games. Isn't that wild to think about? I'm not gonna lie. Especially after the Mizzou game, I lost sleep thinking about that. I really did. I'd hate to go against Rocket Sanders and KJ. I agree. That's a lot of weight being thrown at you. That ball just don't bounce straight up and down. That's right. What's good, Ty? It's going to be a damn good year. What's up, Chris McKnight? How you doing, fella? It's good to see ya. I think you're another one that shares the content on Twitter. I appreciate that. I really do. In red zone play on the offense wasn't that great either. It wasn't. Didn't score when it mattered. Yeah, they finished in the 80s in red zone. Their efficiency in the red zone was bad. And I know that that's something Sam has talked about, situational football. And I wonder how much of that is 3rd and goal, right, for the offense, 3rd down goal, 3rd and short, you know, or just red zone efficiency overall, like getting your guys inside the 20 and seeing what they can do. Maybe they're doing a little bit of that behind the scenes. They certainly need to be if they're not. And I wonder if that's what they do on Saturday. They have to be more effective. They have to be more efficient in the red zone this year. Last year was just really, really bad. And that's the thing about Dan Enos. He's coming from Maryland where they finished, top 25 in red zone efficiency. So we'll see if that rubs off on them in 2023 at Arkansas. 4 games combined, 9 points. A combination of just a couple of small steps from being a good year. A little better pass defense, a little fewer big plays, no stupid trick plays when you're already moving the ball. Oh, my God. Momentum killers. Momentum killers. Kendall was good at that, wasn't he? Yeah, and it's those things, it's those little things that you just mentioned, how you got to the 9-point deficit, right? To win big in the SEC, you need one side of the ball to be really good, but also need to not have a position group be terrible. Everyone needs to be at least decent. You remember they brought in Latavius Brinney, Dwight McLaughlin out of the portal, and we thought, well, they're going to be fine without Fouché and Brooks. But they still had Simeon Blair. But it's not all on Blair, and people who put it all on him, it's just, I'm telling you, it wasn't all on him. They were just really bad in the secondary last year, constantly out of position. Hey, if you guys want to join Patreon, I'd mean a lot, especially with this studio. We're in the process of getting finished up. Again, I'll say it again. I'll probably say it every time I go live until I'm in there full time. We're working on, right now we've got sound issues. I haven't moved my good cam in there yet. This is a 4K cam, even though my computer can't produce 4K resolution. It's still my favorite cam, and I don't want to move that in there yet. We're still kind of going over some things, got some more money to spend, but we got a little ways to go. My plan is to be in there for the first post game live show, to be in there and ready to go. Who voted no on the poll? I'll tell you, Josh, someone who doesn't like sexy garage doors. That's who. How could you? 95% of you said, yes, I'm going to hit that like button. You're awesome. You people are awesome. Let's all show out in Little Rock. Yeah. I saw Courtney Mims on Twitter. She got to paint the eye. Good things are definitely happening for the Razorbacks. Well, it certainly appears that there are some positive things happening with this football team. I'm curious, like the shuffle, if we're going to see much of a shuffle at linebacker with the 2s. We know Jordan Crook has been working with the 1s because Christopher Poopall's not been, he's not been full go in camp. So he's getting some time. Crook's getting some time. Curious what they do at safety between Hudson Clark And by the way, Hudson just does not get. Oh, I appreciate the tag. Jumpmaster tagged me with his hat. Oh, is that an airport? Oh, that's cool. In Philly, about to head back and back on the hog wall. I appreciate that, Jumpmaster Scott. I love that hat, huh? It's fantastic. I love it when you guys do that, when you upload pictures of the hats. But no, it's safety. I mean, what is happening back there, right? Alheim, I don't know if I'm butchering it. I'm just going to say Walcott. You know who I'm talking about. Walcott back there, Hudson Clark, Dwight McLaughlin at corner, Lorando Johnson going to most likely end up at that nickel spot with Singletary going to line up as the other starter. Feel good about those guys. It's what's going on behind them, and I'm going to probably say that. I'm going to repeat myself on that every damn show, but for a reason. I like what I'm seeing out of the ones and some of the twos. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're all bums. It's what's going on. It's what's going on behind Walcott. I don't know. Maybe Chavis show off some of that speed this year, and we'll have nothing to worry about, right? My wife I think she's starting to cook, and I'm starving. I ate a really big late breakfast, so I didn't eat lunch. Hey, I got an idea. Let's listen to Travis Williams. We're going to listen to what Travis had to say today. I took some highlights. Here we go. Hopefully this doesn't blow my speakers. You may have to blast your volume because this has been an ongoing issue. I did the best I could. I turned up the volume when I put this through a video editor. I don't know why this is covering up my. I don't know where to put this thing. Maybe I should just scoot over here. So you may have turned your volume up. Hopefully you've got headphones. You can hear this better. I like that he brought up Crook being a leader. I'll tell you something else that I saw in practice. Maybe I talked with this to the Patreon supporters. I don't remember. But I saw Dwight McLaughlin like coaching his corners, coaching the guys around him on the sidelines. When it wasn't their turn, they were on the sidelines. Some of them were starters. He was just trying to coach them, trying to tell them, like, hey, I was doing this, you were doing this. A lot of communication happening. And it was really good to see. Somebody else hit the no button. You're not going to hit the like button? That's not cool. That's not cool. Okay. Yeah, the audio's messed up. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? This is always such a struggle, especially with Arkansas audio athletic department. Who can you not hear? Okay. All right. It's the audio from them. Okay. Well, we'll just have to exit out of that. But he talked about Jordan Crook. He talked about him being a leader. Liked how vocal he was. Talked about the young guys that are going to have to contribute. There's several freshmen on the defensive side of the ball, or I should say several. There's a couple. There's a couple of guys that are going to get an opportunity to play. But Jordan Crook, who's a sophomore, Crook's been around. He knows what's up. He stood out last fall camp. Was really impressed by him. He's had a pretty good offseason. He's had a really good offseason, and it's good to hear that he's being vocal. But Dwight McGlothern, again, who just, I don't know. I've been impressed with his leadership with the secondary. Really impressed by him. And, he's kind of directing traffic. I know one thing that they really want worked on, they really want communication. I mean, they will chew on someone's ass if they're not communicating. From the linebackers to the secondary. If you guys are not talking, it's just kind of attention to detail. Someone should call the U of A and complain. Well, believe me. There've been, That could have been I just didn't have the volume all the way up. I mean, I had it all the way up, and OBS just must not hear the file. I don't know. That sucks. I might have to let me boost this. I'd like for you guys to hear what he had to say, but we sat there for like a good minute, and y'all couldn't hear him. I got that volume almost all the way up. That's why I said I hope this doesn't blow my speakers out, because I've got. Well, anyways, it is what it is. Do you like both coaches? Do you like that both coaches might end up in the skybox? I don't have an opinion about that one way or another. I mean, whatever they feel most comfortable with. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anyone who's played any sport, you like for your coach to be down there with you. But if it means they're going to have a better view of what's happening up in the box, and they're going to be able to, as long as they can keep the communication and all that, it's going to be up to the guys, to the rest of the staff to keep those guys involved. If you watch those coordinators that are down on the sidelines, they're not talking to anybody around them other than maybe when the quarterback comes back, the offense coordinator grabs that quarterback by the shoulder pads. For the defense, it's always going to be either the Mike linebacker or one of the safeties, and that's all they're doing. So it's not like a lot of rah-rah stuff going on like there used to be. It's all business, right? If you're up in the box and you have a better view of what's happening down the field, that's fine. As long as as long as you're effective up there, I guess it doesn't matter. And you could see them switch back and forth. We've certainly seen that before. We've seen coaches go from the box down onto the field mid-season. The issue with the calls, or the compression of the Zoom calls, well, it is a problem. It's something the U of A is not doing with the audio. And I'm sure the audio works. I mean, obviously it was working on other YouTube channels. I just must not have this blasted enough on OBS. I may have to turn the volume all the way up, but I'm not going to deal with that right now. I know Kendall Browse was always down the sidelines. I don't know about Barry. I think Barry was a mix of both, wasn't he? Wasn't Barry up and down? Hang on. All right, damn it. I'm going to fix this because he is on the thumbnail after all, and I did want him. Let me see if I can. Let me adjust this. All right, hang on. If this blows your ears off, I apologize. I'm going to put the audio all the way up here.
Like each other. You bringing costume guys in, guys from like the portal, guys that was already here, and trying to put it all together.
How's that? Could you hear that? I didn't go all the way up, but I went like 60% up or 70% up. Could you hear him then? Perfect. Okay, good. All right, let's listen.
First of all, the guys like each other. Effort is really what we've been kind of homing in on, and guys are trying to fly to the ball. the great thing is they're trying to do exactly what we're asking them to do. And that's always good. We tell them there's gonna be stuff that we have to correct every day, but control what you control, and it's fun. It's fun to coach those guys. You know, Pooh is very detailed. You know, he takes pride in his performance. Same thing with Crook. Same thing with Antonio. Even when you watch him in the summer workouts, and the way those guys bond together and work together, and you know, we need all of them. We need everybody in that room. So we talk in terms of, man, we don't have starters, we have standards. So if the standards are, if you uphold the standard, you'll play. You know, so all those guys work well together. Proud of all three.
Specifically with Pooh being out, I know it hasn't been ideal, but that allowed Crook to, you know, you got to see him with the first team a lot. I wonder specifically on Crook, what did you see from him during this period?
Oh, just a true leader. He a warrior. I mean, I just like I love the kid, man, because he in the workouts he's always when they're racing or they're running sprints, he's always trying to be first. You know, he wants to lead. He has that Mike linebacker mentality, you know, that you want on your team. And we see all those guys like Crook. Crook is a starter for us. Pooh is a starter. Antonio's a starter. Jaheim is a starter. Like all of those guys are going to play, even the freshmen. So we need all of them. And I'm like, Crook is a really, really good leader, really, really good person. So I'm glad he's on that team.
Has struggled to get quality depth on every level of the defense for years. But when we look at this roster, it seems like you're building, you know, rotating a bunch of linemen. You're talking about the backers, and the back end seems to have some. Can you maybe talk about across the board where you feel with depth?
Yes, I think we have enough depth, you know, and it's just like anybody else. You don't want to get anybody hurt, you know, but you got to get guys ready. That's why we two spot, you know, so there's always guys always getting reps. So you start with the defensive line. I think Coach Adams has done a heck of a job with the defensive line. You know, it's first with the relationship with the players that he have, and also the way he coaches them and teach them. And we got depth on the defensive line. I can just say that. So very, very happy where we at there.
I like what he says about the depth on the defensive line. It's there. I mean, it feels like this is as good a depth as they have ever had. And we've talked about that. I know the media and you know, writers and TV people have talked about this. I've talked about this. The depth along the defensive line feels like the best that we've seen. Now, here's the other side of this equation that we haven't talked enough about. Arkansas has depth because why? Why does Arkansas have depth? Look at on that defensive line what you did in the offseason. It's the transfer portal. So what does that mean? Well, everyone else is going to have a lot of depth. They're going to have depth, you know, on the defensive lines, on their defensive lines, on the offensive line. They're in pretty good shape, you know, when it comes to being just as deep as Arkansas is in certain areas. And Arkansas, I can't compare. I know that there are some other schools that did a really good job, obviously, in this league in the portal, but Arkansas crushed it in the portal. I think they crushed it, at least in terms of addressing what you needed the most, and that being, of course, linebacker. You know, they had to go and grab some guys there, but along the defensive line. But everyone else has access to the portal. So, yeah, you're deep, but so is probably a lot of the league. You know, and, yeah, recruiting certainly played a role too, absolutely, the last couple of years. You know, they've gone out and they've grabbed some guys. You know, they've done a good job of, you know, Cam Ball's a really good example. Torrin Carter, who's been here for a minute, but still, I mean, he's here, right? And he's going to be a part. He's going to be a big part of that defense. I think their front six, front seven, man, it feels good. Like those starters, you feel really good about. And I felt good last year. I really did with what they had going on with Drew Sanders and Bumper Pool and the freshmen, guys like Jordan Crook, who did get to play, who stood out in fall camp last year. And it's I don't know. It's one thing for us to see it in camp, and it's something else entirely to see it unfold on the field. But I do feel good about it. I do. Where I don't feel good, the secondary. I'm just going to be real. At least in terms of the quality depth, I don't think it's back there. Hang on, we've got like 15 seconds. Let's let him finish this out.
And then we already talked about the linebackers, but on the back end, Coach Wilson does a great job. Same thing, relationship people, and also being detailed in their teaching. So we got enough depth to get the job done.
There we go. All right. Yeah, I mean, I've got these all the way up, man. That's insane how bad that audio is. It's, I don't want to point fingers, but yeah, U of A's they've got issues with getting that audio fixed. It's been an ongoing issue. No, I agree. Recruiting has certainly played a pretty big role. But man, the transfer portal has been essential for everybody, not just Arkansas. And the SEC's done an incredible job in the portal, as expected, right? They are the SEC. And again, I like what he talks about, though. He pointed out Crook being the leader that he is, and talked about the depth up front of the defensive line. Christopher Pupal, who, man, he could have a really special year. Really could. And I'm excited. We're getting there. We're so close. We're so close. Again, they're going to scrimmage tomorrow. We'll see. Or we'll hear. I shouldn't say we'll see. We'll hear what happened. Now, Sam will talk to the media on Saturday. I don't know the time. I want to say 12:45, but that could be wrong. I think that's what it was last week. So you'll know more probably by around 1:30, 2 o'clock tomorrow. It does not feel like a Friday to me. I don't know if that's because my kids get out of school early on Fridays or what. It does not feel like a Friday to me. But I keep saying tomorrow, the scrimmage. I'm like, no, wait, it's like 2 days away, right? No, it's tomorrow. So we'll talk more about that on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. But I think that's really going to do it for this show. Also, before you go, fantasy football, Tuss Talk with Ty, fantasy football is up. Now, I've got a little bit more work to do on it. We've got the playoff. I think I've got 7 teams for postseason for the winners bracket. Okay. I don't know. Gonna make some changes. Gonna figure out what we're gonna do with the waiver. We're gonna maybe make some changes, or we could stick with what we did a year ago. But I think we're 14 teams, and I want to say 7 spots. I think we have 7 spots left, maybe more. I don't know. Yeah, we got to delete John's other 2 teams. Yeah, we got to make room. So if you want to join if you were a part of that league last year, you should just be able to fire it right up on your phone on the app. And it should be, did I send a link? Oh my gosh, I got to scroll all the way up. Yeah, there's a link at the top of that page if you want to join. Probably be an XP giveaway would be my guess, but at that point in time in the season, who knows what we'll be doing for a giveaway, but it'll probably be XP giveaway. So if you want to join that, it's there and it's up and the draft date I think is the 25th. So next Friday, I want to say 7 p.m. I don't know. Just go look. You'll see it, and I'll try to keep you guys up to date, okay? Also, if you want to join Patreon, that link is provided for you down below. Shout out to the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, and the Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria. We need to do a college pick 'em. Yeah, we do. We do. You're right. We got to get that up, like, soon. So, yeah. How do I get in on that, Ty? Yeah, Josh, it's in our Discord. And if you look on the left side of the screen under Tuss Talk Forums, it's right there. It's at the top. And you just, you scroll to the top, and there's the link, and then you join. And again, the max this year is 14. It's 14 teams. Last year was 16. We had 3 or 4 people that were not active. We didn't get a lot of people initially interested, and I was kind of surprised we filled out the 16. But then as the season kept going, we had a bunch of inactives, or I should say we had several inactives. So I put it at 14. I can always expand it. I can add more teams if need be. So, but we'll probably, yeah. And we're going to do a Patreon reset, or excuse me, not Patreon. Our reset is also going to be that day, right? No, don't quote me on that. My bad. September 1st. September 1st for our Discord, we're going to reset the XP. So, yeah. How do I find Discord again? Well, you just download the app, Tony. You just download the app and hop in there. Or I can, you know what? I don't know what I'm thinking. I could just go ahead and share it in here. Hang on. Let me share it. I got you. Yeah, my wife's cooking. Smells good. Can't wait. Maybe this will work. Oh, you already did. Well, no, I was going to share the actual link to fantasy football. There you go. There you go. That's it. And there's the Discord link, and there's the ESPN fantasy football link if you guys want to join. All right? Okay. That's it. I'll be back Monday. We'll talk. We'll discuss kind of what happened with the scrimmage. Again, I'm assuming, I think it's full pads, tackle to the ground. Maybe he changes his mind or whatever, but I kind of think they should, because he's talked about that being an issue last year, not being physical enough last fall camp, and that's certainly something they wanted to fix this year, be a little bit more physical. But you also want to stay healthy. I get it. All right, Monday. I'll see you guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Yeah, I'll see you around.